Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Tanay Ol, and I'm an anchor for World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry veterans to come together to share their knowledge, ideas, thoughts, and best practices with one another, as well as with upcoming industry leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry stalwarts. We hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone, right? They help us to identify, nurture, and work on trade secrets that have already proven a success formula for so many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry giant and corporate veteran on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Sasanka Pratim Deka. We welcome you on the show, sir.
Thank you, Tanay.
He has exemplary experience in the exploration and production industry for 4 decades, of which he has committed 38 long years to Oil India Limited, a premier Maharatna national E&P company. He is highly accredited for his pioneering roles and pivotal initiatives across departments, namely field engineering, contracts, vigilance, projects, etc. His journey ultimately culminated in his role as the executive director, where he served as the group head for 8 engineering disciplines, whereby he led departments such as civil engineering, electrical engineering, ERP, IT, instrumentation, field engineering, communication, and logistics, with responsibilities ranging from planning, budgeting, and monitoring to resource allocation, performance evaluation, and project initiation to completion. He effectively managed a team of over 200 officers and 3,000 work persons. So, sir, to begin with, our viewers would like to know, in brief, a timeline of your career at OIL, culminating in your latest role as executive director.
Thank you. But before starting, I would like to say that I'm privileged to be a part of this face-off, this great initiative by Mr. Jijan Pathan, Mr. Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation. I'm really fortunate, and I thank them for considering me as a part of this experienced people. And before I begin, just 2 lines about Oil India Limited. Oil India Limited is a premier Maharatna organization under the administrative control of MOPNG Ministry. It's the second largest TNP company of India. It has a history, it has a legacy, it's more than 100 years. Like from a modest beginning in Digboi, with a refinery under Burma Oil Company, now it is spread all across the globe and pan-India presence. Well, I joined Oil India Limited in 12 June 1985 after completing my engineering degree from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. Initially, I was posted as a graduate trainee engineer in field engineering, mechanical engineering department. After a 1.5 year, I was absorbed, and then I was absorbed as mechanical engineer. Thereafter, I was promoted in different categories like senior engineer, superintendent engineer, deputy chief engineer, deputy general manager, and chief general manager, and ultimately executive director. Executive director in charge of engineering group, and executive director is the highest level, just below the board level in the organization. And as you have mentioned, as an executive director, I was a group head of 8 engineering disciplines and around 200 executives and workforces.
So, what are some of the pioneering roles and pivotal initiatives that you've spearheaded at OIL?
Well, I believe it's purely my, point of view. It's not a single individual's contribution, is the team that contributes. Well, as I have climbed up the ladder, once I was a member of the team, then I was ultimately I was a team leader. So just to brief you, I won't mention about being a member of the team or a team leader, but some of the works that are very, I mean, what you call, I hold them to be very important. I mean, very precious to me. To begin with, when I was young, I was a part of that time I was posted in the drilling department, associated drilling department. So that time we have established a record for the lowest drilling cycle time. And that record still holds. Then at that point of time, as a part of the team, I was assigned as a role for revamping of the workover rigs that we have done. We have done it successfully. And then as I grew up in field engineering department, when I was a HOD, field engineering department is a part of a mechanical engineering group, and it looks after the static rotatory equipment of the organization and the utility service. And utility in the sense that supply of potable water, then internal supply of natural gas, and that kind of thing. So that point of time, I realized that the water cycle, I mean, water supply station that is there for the township, it was overburdened. So I initiated a process to revamp the whole water cycle system for the township. And township is where, all the people are stationed. It's quite a big township. So right from intake points to uh, water supply station to the transfer and to different storage. So I have initiated that over there, and it's still going on. And then I was in the field, when I was working in field engineering department, I was a part of a number of oil collecting stations that has come up. We were fortunate that at that point of time when we were young, or when we have joined, or after some time during our course, the company has grown. So there was a requirement for a large number of oil collecting stations. Oil collecting stations where the oil is collected from different fields. So I was a part of the number of oil collecting station construction team. Then I was posted in contract department. So at that point of time, contract department, everything was going on orally. There was no handbook or a manual for the contract department, where a new entrance is a multidisciplinary position. People from different departments come and work over there. So I faced a lot of difficulties over there initially. I was not knowing the system and the procedure. So once I realized, I initiate the process for a manual and a handbook. And it's now there. It has been continuously been improvised, and it's a great help to the organization. Then since it was growing, there was a need for transportation contracts for Bowser loading station for the remote location. That was not there. That I initiated. Then after that, I went to vigilance department. So there I have done a lot of system study and improvement in the system, and especially the petty contracts over there. And petty contracts is a large volume contracts. Individually, they are very small value, but collectively, they are very large. There was no system to award the contract or to monitor them. So that system improvement I have done. Then asset and liabilities, all work persons and especially the officers, they have to submit every year. So at that point of time, the system was in manual submission. and manual submission had a lot of disadvantage. I introduced along with, whenever I speak, I'll be speaking about I mentioning, but it's a team, right? So just take it as a team. So we developed an online system where the persons can view his previous submission and he can add accordingly. And then in vigilance department, we systemize the CDA rule, conduct discipline and appeal rule of the organization. Then in the project department, I was associated with a lot of projects, namely a few of them, secondary tank farm, then cross country, Bagjan, Madhuban, gas line and crude oil line, and then Haveda gas collecting station that was initiated and completed by me. I mean, the whole team again. Then when I became an ED, I'd like to mention here that one of the projects we have executed from electrical engineering department was 3 into 10 megawatt gas engine driven uh, power plant. And for the first time in the organization history, it was completed before time. In fact, 15 days before the time. And we were appreciated for that from the ministry itself. Right. Then I have taken the water cycle, new water cycle system of field engineering department ahead. Contract has been awarded. Now in civil, we have introduced 3D printing system, then new technology, and we have initiated a museum because we as an organization has a legacy and history. So we have initiated a museum and that is taking shape now. Then logistic department. Logistic is a part of a mechanical stream, but it looks after the transportation contracts. So CNG fleet we have introduced because at that point of time we were having the gas, but there was no CNG over there, that part of Assam. So we have taken up with one of our sister organization, Assam Gas Company. We have established a CNG plant, and then we have introduced the fleet over there. Then IT department, if you can remember, Oil India Limited faced a cyber attack sometimes back. So taking a cue from that, we have initiated cyber security system in the organization and also a 360-degree surveillance. Then from the ERP front, we have initiated introduction of S/4HANA. And I was fortunate to be a part of the project. I mean, a leader of a project. It's called Drive. Digital, it's a digital digitization of the processes, various processes. This was digital readiness for innovation and value and ENP sector. We have coined the term like that. It was started in a pilot plant basis, inspired by Digital India. And we have taken various 12, processes for digitization and automation. And out of that 11 process, when I was there working working with Oil India Limited, 11 of them had been initiated. It's in place now. And this is to sum up. But I also, in the course of time, as my ED, I give a stress on capacity building of the, people. Yeah,
Having worked for nearly 4 decades with OIL, what are some principles and values you've embodied in yourself?
During my 38 years with Oil India Limited, it seems quite a long enough, but now I feel it's quite short. It was very short. I still remember it's the other day that I have joined Oil India Limited. And I was posted in a remote logistical different part of the country. So during my course with Oil India Limited, I had to come across different people from different geographical locations, different communities, different parts of the world. And I have realized during the course that your values and principles, they are basically based on three definite points. First is personal experience and histories, where you belong, your personal experience. Say, for example, like, say, if I have faced a financial hardship, then my priorities will be hard work and resilience, right? Then the second point is cultural and social influences. Some society, they give value and prioritize to family bonding, some to independence. Then the future aspiration and goals. But what I believe, your aspiration, your goals should align with the goal and inspiration of the organization. These are the three points that that plays an important role in your values and principles. But again, some of the common values, while interacting with different sector of the people, I have realized that some common values and principles are there. It's all across different people, different, different people, different groups, like respect. I realize respect is one of the main, values that people prioritize. That is, you have to treat others as you expect the others to treat you. Then empathy and compensation, honesty and integrity, justice and fairness, equal treatment to everyone. And you have to speak for the downtrodden too. Cooperation, unity, responsibility and accountability, love and care, tolerance, etc. These are the most common I have realized. Apart from that, what I have learned or what I have, what's dear to me, or I can mention a few. Adaptability, appreciation, authenticity, work-life balance, then commitment, communication and connection, courtesy, dedication, what you call determination, excellence, friendship, hope, innovation, imagination, leadership, self-awareness, aspiration, and inspiration for others, then understanding, then vision, then strategic thinking, and I can go on so many things. But what I realize also that they are not static, right? Values and principles, they keep on changing at different point of time. Even the same value, right? It keeps on changing. Like say capacity building. I used to give a lot of importance to that. When I was young, capacity building means building the capacity of myself only. But as I have climbed the ladder, I realize capacity building is not about me, about my juniors. As they say, a leader is as good as the team is, and the team is as good as the leader. So I believe they are not static principles. Yep. They're dynamic.
So how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Well, working with Oil India Limited, ESG and corporate governance is relatively new. From my point of view, from my age and all, it's relatively new. But with my position, I become involved with ESG and corporate governance, especially the reporting part, right? I realized that ESG reporting and corporate governance are very crucial for Indian corporate landscape. And ESG reporting, it gives a standardized platform for the companies to report their sustainability. And the shareholder or the stakeholder or the investor, they can compare the sustainability effort of different companies and they can take the decision. And corporate governance is all about ensuring transparency in companies' operation to promote long-term substantial growth. That is my viewpoint, right? Well, working with ESG framework especially, I realize that ESG framework gives you an opportunity to manage your risks, especially on E, S, and G front, manage the risks and opportunities, and then improve social responsibility, meet stakeholders' expectation, compile regulations that are very strict today. You have to compile, and when you go to comply, you realize that that it also lead you to innovation, employment, employees loyalty, right? And it can attract the quality talent. It gives a brand name. And once I realized that ESG and corporate governance is a framework, I started getting attracted to that. That's how I was attracted.
So as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Well, before that, I'll just like to two lines why I want to be an independent director or an executive director. See, I miss working in a corporate sector now. And especially the part where you have to give your opinion, you have to review the decision, right? And you have to contribute. I still feel that I can contribute to the industry as a whole. But I have still left something in me for contribution to the industry, to the society. And I believe it's a moral obligations because the society, because the industry has given me my identity, right? So that's why when I got this opportunity, I thought, let me, take a chance. If I get an independent director, let me try and let me contribute. An independent director is basically, as the name says, independent and executive director, both I am combining, right? And they are independent. They're not directly employed by the organization as a whole, and therefore, there is no direct financial interest, right? Their primary alliance lies with the shareholders, stakeholders, and they work for that. They're obliged to give the best to the stakeholders and shareholders. They have to review the decision, what the organization is taken. They have to give their independent decision, independent opinion. They have to see that all the risks has been mitigated and opportunity has been taken. Well, they have to foster integrity, communication among the different board members. And if I get a chance to be an independent director or corporate, executive, the first thing that I would like to contribute. First, I'll have to see if it complies with the legal framework, right? And then I have to review them. But my priorities will also be in capacity building. I have to build up the capacity of the people working for ESG and corporate governance. I have to see that knowledge is continuously, imparted to them. They're up to date with the latest, latest, and I'll have to see that the right people has been placed in the right place. And I believe these are the things that I'll bring to the board. And as I said earlier, they're all dynamics. Dynamic. They keep on changing. Once I'm fortunate to be a part of the industry, then as the time goes or as the situation demands, I'll have to change and adapt. But I'll have to be fair.
Yeah. So, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology, and what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, cloud, digital twin, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
I said I was fortunate to be the leader of a automation process in our digitation process in our industry. That is the drive, digital readiness for innovation in value chain in ENP sector. Well, I was a mechanical engineer. At the point of time when I joined, service, I mean, uh, 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 digitation or whatever technology, latest, they were absolutely not there. Then as we progress, I have started learning, I have to keep up with the changes. And ultimately, it culminated in me taking the charge as a leader of a drive. Well, what I have, with my experience, what I have seen that digitization and automation of various processes, that is a significant change. Just a minute. That technology has brought into in our industry. Mainly the real-time data monitoring of different processes like production, drilling, then transportation. And with this real-time monitoring, and which can be monitored centrally now. Like that was earlier, it was physical. Now it's centrally you can see in a what you call board and take a decision, right? And you can take proactive decision. Looking at the change in temperature, pressure, or other, significant, what you call significant milestones. You can take a proactive decision. You can rationalize your decision. You can optimize your processes. You can prevent accidents like spillages and all. Right. One of the most, visible and one of the most initial changes that I have seen in the digitization process is SCADA, supervisory control, and now staying in a central place. You can monitor the data producing in an oil collecting station. That's very helpful. It gives you a, authentic record. It aids into your decision-making process. And what I believe, future, in fact, I'd like to tell you, like in drilling and production, we initiated a process for real-time monitoring. Earlier in the drilling process, as you go down drilling inside the earth crust, you have to depend on physical, measures, right? Now you can see clearly where it's going, how it's going, what's the different, criteria, right? So it's a real-time monitoring and you can take a decision spontaneously. Like people now, if there is a change in what has been expected, people can come together in one place in the control room, they can discuss, they can take the decision. So basically it has helped into right decision into right time, right? And future, I believe cloud computing and edge computing is going to play a crucial role. Right? They will help in better analytical insight, more efficient production, more safer drilling. And then organization will be able to scale up their speed and accelerate innovation, streamlining operation. I believe in the future, we are going to see a lot more changes, and they will definitely be for the improvement of the organization.
So we are building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Initially, I started, right? I was privileged, and I'll again would like to repeat that Mr. Pathan, Mr. Mehta, and the whole team, they've done a wonderful job, wonderful initiative to take this together, to bring all the people, I won't say expert, I may not be an expert, but to bring the people with experience and their wisdom that they have collected across their surveys together under one common platform. It's, I believe, it's a part of the knowledge sharing, and sharing, as they say, is caring, right? And it's knowledge sharing is exchange of information, skill, experience, and expertise among the individuals. You bring a pool of knowledge otherwise that would have been lost, and you can take the leverage of the common pool, right? The industry can take the leverage, the nation can take the leverage, and I believe it's a part of our small negligible contributions towards the society, towards the industry, which has given us the identity, right? It creates a great bond. It's it gives you a pull for a knowledge creation where you can store the knowledge, you can utilize it, and above all, it gives a feeling of importance to people like us. And I'd say, I'd like to again thank the whole team, Mr. Mehta, Mr. Pathan, for this great initiative. And this initiative, I believe, will go a long way to contribute.
Great, sir. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will truly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much once again for joining us today, and wish you the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tanay. Hope this is outside this. Hope it was okay.
Very good, sir.
Good. Yeah. Thank you then. See you sometime.
Thank you. See you.